In the last lesson, we talked a lot about the tone and color pane inside of the Develop tab, how to bring out the foundational look and some of the basic settings within our photo. In this lesson, we're going to talk about these three tabs here, our Effects tab, Portrait AI, and then Local. Before we head into these three tabs, let me just set a foundational look here by heading into my tone and color, and I'm just going to pull up on the midtones. The photo needed a bit of a mid-tone boost because of all of these different skin tones within the shot. It really just brings out her and her profile rather than bringing out these darker shadow tones behind her. So now let's head into the Effects tab. And in the Effects tab, this is what we're going to use to incorporate different creative filters onto our image. So to add a filter, all we have to do is select Add Filter. And now we have this filter dialog with all of these different filters and styles that we can apply to our image. Now, if we're not sure what a filter does, we can always hover over that filter and it will give us a description as well as a before and after with that filter applied. So as I hover over this lens blur filter, it's giving me a description that says this filter creates a blur based on a camera lens such as a tilt shift or shallow depth of field look. So it's telling me what the filter does, but also below that, I have the keywords that I can use to actually search for that filter. So the keywords here are blur, bokeh, darkroom, depth of field, film, tilt shift. So if I'm looking for filters in this search bar, I can type in keywords and I can immediately find all of the filters that pertain to that keyword. So let's just type in blur. Now I have blur, glow, and lens blur. These are the three filters that I can use to bring in some sort of a blurry look within my scene. If I type in detail, I now have all of the detail filters, or at least the filters that can modify detail in Photo Raw. The best way to learn about the filters inside of the Effects tab is really to apply them to your image and start tinkering with them and playing with their different settings. You can apply as many of these filters to one image as you want, so why not play with them a bit, apply a few to your image. I would recommend applying one at a time and seeing what they do, but bring on a bunch of filters into an image, play with their settings, and see if you can come up with a style or look that you enjoy. I'm just going to add a couple filters in here onto this image so that we can talk about the layout of the filters and some ways that we can quickly modify them. With this image, I think it would look great in a black and white. So I'll just choose black and white here, just select it, and it will apply that black and white filter over here in this filter stack. To disable a filter, I can just select this button here. If I've modified a filter and I don't like the look and I want to reset it, I can use this arrow here to reset the filter. I can also remove the filter from the stack with this X. If I create a look and it's a bit too intense, I can lower the intensity of the look with this opacity slider. So now that we've talked about modifying the filter in general, let's talk about modifying the specifics of each filter. Each filter comes with a bunch of preset styles up top here that are located below the opacity slider. We can also access more preset styles with this More menu here. To see what one of these styles does, we can just hover over it and it will give us a preview. We can also go in here and modify the settings manually and adjust these different sliders. Every single filter will have a group of different sliders and modifiers that you can use to adjust the look. For this shot, I'm just going to go into my More menu here and I'm going to go down here to Coffee. I really like the subtle tint of warmth to the shot as well as the monochromatic black and white. So if I turn this off and on, it's bringing on a nice subtle black and white with a little bit of a warm tint to it. Now let's add another filter and let's add this glow filter. So if we hover over the glow filter, glow adds a soft focus to your photo. I like the glow filter because it's not as intense as the blur filters, but it does bring in a soft, hazy, blurry vibe to the scene. So let's add the glow filter, and I'm going to use one of my favorite presets in here, this darker preset. I just love how it softens up the scene a bit, but it also maintains a lot of contrast. And we can always lower the intensity of the glow filter using this opacity slider. So now if I hit the backslash key on my keyboard, we've modified our image by adding in a black and white look while also maintaining some contrast and softness with this glow filter. Now I'm just going to reset this effects tab here with this arrow so we can move on to talking about the Portrait AI tab here. I'm just going to select Portrait AI, and whenever I select Portrait AI, it's automatically going to find the faces within my image, and it's going to apply this Portrait AI filter to each of those faces, which I can also see in here with this area. You can see it's applying this Portrait AI filter strictly to the face in the portrait. And what this Portrait AI filter is doing is it's going into each face within our portrait, and it's applying just the right amount of skin retouching to it. So if I zoom in here on the face, I can turn this Portrait AI filter off and on. You can see it's softening up the skin a little bit, but it's also giving a little bit of detail boost to the eyes in there. And we can always modify how this Portrait AI filter looks on our image with these different settings in here. In this Portrait AI filter, if we want to modify the skin retouching, we can open up this details menu here, and then we can modify all of the different skin retouching settings within this skin area. We then have face, eyes, and mouth. And really all of these sliders are pretty self-explanatory when it comes to retouching and modifying facial structure on your portrait. So let's close out of this, and then let's head into our last tab here, this local tab. The local tab is going to house your local adjustment layers. If you're not familiar with local adjustment layers, they're great for applying modifications and edits to specific areas on your image. For example, if you don't want your subject to be modified, but you want the background to be modified, a local adjustment layer might be very helpful in that situation. So let's use this local adjustment layer to darken this area around our subject. With this local adjustment layer, or any new local adjustment layer that's added inside of the local tab, it's by default set to -1 exposure, meaning it's set to darken. It's going to darken things on your shot. You can always modify the settings in this adjustment with these presets or by adjusting these different sliders. And you can see they're pretty similar to the tone and color sliders that we were looking at in our editing photos lesson. So let's use this slider to darken this area around our subject. I can see that my exposure is set to -1, which is exactly what I want. I want to darken this area. But you can see that it's not doing anything when I turn off this local adjustment. That's because with local adjustments, you first need to mask them in to a photograph or apply them to a specific area on your image for them to take effect. So to access the masking options for this local adjustment, or really any adjustment filter, you can use this rectangle here that lives right by the name. So I can see up here in my layers, I have this rectangle. I have the same rectangle down here by my adjustment. Now, you'll notice that the rectangle up here is white, and the rectangle down here is all black. One very, very important thing that you need to remember when it comes to masking is that white reveals and black conceals. With white on a mask, it's revealing that filter or layer. With black on a mask, it's concealing that filter or layer. So if I go into my masking options by just selecting this rectangle, I have these different masking options and modifiers I can use to adjust the mask. Now we'll talk about masking more in depthly in the next lesson, but I think it's important just to get a general concept of it first. So with my mask here, I can already see it's all black. It's giving me a preview of my mask right there. So if I view this, it's all black, meaning it's concealing this entire adjustment from my image and it's not doing anything. But if I were to invert this mask, basically swap it from black to white, it's going to turn it white and it's going to reveal this entire adjustment on my image. So if I view this and I turn this adjustment off and on, you can see it's applied that local adjustment layer to the entirety of my image, and it's removed the exposure to -1. Now we're going to talk more about selectively applying this adjustment later on in the next lesson, but the main thing you need to remember here is that white reveals and black conceals.